one way to look at it also is the tree is a very smart system, not stupid. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. It's really quite a hot day. And in fact, I was looking over all of the questions. It's mostly about how to take care of trees during the summer. So I think this will be a very informative video. I'll give us some thoughts. So please click like. I need the encouragement and give me topics, that are of great interest to you. And if there are enough people asking the same topics, I would do a long topical discussion on the subject. And please subscribe to our channel and for announcements. And write to me, and I will answer your questions. And send me a photo with some marking of indication location so I can tell you what to do. That reminds me, I think I will pontificate from time to time. That reminds me when I wrote an article about how to work with mentors, in a sense of people teach you things. It's never to ask questions, but always follow a question with your projected solutions, what you think ought to be done. So here's my problem. This is what I think I want to do. What do you think? And that's known as active learning because you're thinking about it. And then when the mentor adds to what you have, then you learn firsthand, you really internalize it. So with that in mind, then I would now go into my rambling about how to keep your trees healthy and thriving in the summertime. In fact, the tree grows the fastest in the summertime. They grow vigorously only if you keep it watered and don't let it dry out. Even in full sun, lots of water, lots of fertilizer, and your tree will just really take off. But what's happening is a lot of people write me about my leaves are turning brown, my trees are dying, branches are dying off, dropping off, and what do I do? So let me tell you a little bit about what's happening, and I'll show you the examples. The basic problem evolves from the fact that bonsai has a very shallow pot, and even the growing pots are just a finite amount of soil. It's not like in the ground. There are a lot of reserve, and there are a lot of taproot going down for the roots to stay alive. Think of it this way. A tree is a balanced system. The root sucks up the water, and the leaves evaporates and metabolizes the liquid fertilizers and the moisture and grow. And so it's a balanced system. So if you dig up the tree, you damage the roots, you cut back the trees to compensate for the root loss. And one way to look at it also is the tree is a very smart system, not stupid. In a sense, it's not a dead thing. And of course, it's not smart, but think of it this way, like Darwin says, the trees of the same species that did not have certain characteristics died off over the years. So the surviving ones have very good characteristics. In that sense, they are smart. So what happens is that when the trees do not get enough moisture from the roots to support the leaves, the first thing you'll notice, the branch will droop. That is a sign to, hey, water me, right? So in some sense, the tree is communicating with you. Water the tree, you will save the tree. The next thing that happens is that leaves starting to dry out at the edges, at the top, because it wants to save itself. So it wants some of the leaves to dry out, not to evaporate. So again, it's talking to you if you only make the observation. When that happens, again, water it. And the third thing is that when the leaves fall off, you're getting kind of really late in the stage, and therefore you better water really well. And the way you water it is the following. When the root ball is dry, like the mulch and the peat moss that you have in there no longer absorbs water when they are dried out. So when you water, you think you're watering, you're not. The water runs right out. Let me just list the things you can do to avoid this your bonsai from drying out. First of all, keep watering. If you water once a day, if it dries out, it dries out. In a couple, 3 hours, the root ball is dry. You water many times, and again, don't look at it as a chore, but look at it as a nurturing process. It's a reciprocity. It rewards you with green growth. And the second one is to keep it in the shade. Actually, this was reminded me by someone wrote in to remind me. I didn't say that. I thought that was obvious. But I would say put it in the shade. But that's a lot of work. So another option is to put a drip system there, automated timer. You can set it to water multiple times so that it will stay wet. The third one is to put the whole tree in a tub, the whole bonsai in a tub, and you put the water maybe half an inch above the bottom of the pot, so that the water is gradually absorbed by the soil. You will be surprised. It will be gone in half a day. And then when it's like the end of the day, you can put some more water in it to the same level. It would keep the soil moist, suck up all night, and it would stay moist the next day. And what you can do is that you can, again, the soil dries out in sequence. You touch it, and you will find the top is hard, but the bottom is supple. It's kind of like hard but supple. Well, it's still okay, but you need to water it. But when you touch it, it's hard like solid rock. Then you're getting late. You better soak it. I wouldn't soak it too long. Maybe several hours is okay, but wouldn't sitting there for several days. And then you take it out or add water, let it dry out. And I remind you that I did a video called Rube Goldberg Way of Keeping Your Trees Alive or something like that, the title. Please go revisit the site. You can build a little shallow tub to keep to the height of half-inch above the bottom of the soil line. And that would be a very easy way to water your tree. Once a day, you'll be just fine. So with that in mind then, I will show you several examples. The first one is the Zelkova. I show you a clip off. Remember the one that was really large, and I clip it off to grow a broom-style Zelkova. That was no more than 4 weeks ago. I clip it off, and now it's just full of leaves. It shows you how quickly they rejuvenate. And along the way, what I did is I pull off the dry leaves, the dead leaves. And that actually is called defoliating. And when the tree got sunburned, like maple tree, typically they get sunburned when you sit out in the sun, and when the water is not enough to support the leaves, it will dry it out. If you water the thing adequately, the leaves actually will not burn out. And what you can do is that you can clip off the long branches to your design, and then what will happen, and get rid of all the leaves still there, that's called defoliating. And when the leaves come out very quickly, in 2 or 3 weeks, it will just starting to grow vigorously, reward you with beautiful green, new, soft green leaves. So I will come to my growing area, and I will show you the few that I dried out and what I would do with them. Even professional like me, that happens. So don't be depressed that your trees dried out, but I give you the tips on how to revive them and thrive after that. So I would like your trees to be all thriving during the summer. So for example, I put 5 maple trees here, trying to make a forest. You can see the leaves are quite burned, but the tree is really quite actively alive. But it also is telling me, the roots are telling me that I cannot support all these growth. I grew them when there was a lot of water and cool weather, but now I can't do it. So that's why they are dry, and that's how they preserve themselves. The tree is really trying to talk to you. So let me take this opportunity to say that, I would soak this water this several times a day until it's all supple, and the soil is no longer dry out, the root ball. And then in the meantime, I cut back the growth so that it's enough for the roots to supply the leaves. And with that in mind, the leaves will actually come out really quickly. In 3 to 5 weeks, you will not recognize what I got. And in the meantime, I'm working towards my forest, which right now it looks not at all like it. So with that in mind, let me just click away. I think this is the tallest tree. I want to, the tree shouldn't be much taller than here. So this is way too tall, so might as well cut it off in the meantime. So I would say I will probably cut it off about here, so that this would grow up, and then this one would be the bottom second branch, and then this would be the bottom branch. So that's fine. And then this one, it's a little more skinny, so should be a little bit shorter. So this will be, apex will be here. So I'll make the apex here, a little bit shorter, not much shorter, but a little bit shorter. And then this side, I don't have to worry too much. And then this is shorter, but this can be the apex. And then this can be here. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 trees here, which is an odd number, but that's even number, but that's okay. But I will now have a forest that's roughly designed. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So that would be my forest, and I will show you someday it will be a really nice forest, much better than what one would expect. The second example is how this is an elm tree, how the soil got shrank to less than a 1 gallon tree, but it got dried out, and I soak it in water because it's dried out, and you can see immediately the green buds showing up, right? So now I can, if I want to, again, I can trim this tree to make it into a bonsai. I would say this tree is a little bit too tall. I will start to keep it about this high. These will grow up, and then I can decide what to do with the next apex. I would, in fact, cut it here. You see, there's a bud, so a shoot will grow, the apex will grow out of here, and then these are the bottom branches. That's how you start bonsai. You took a sapling and you cut it to enforce the bottom growth, and then you work at it to become a nice bonsai. Very easy. So enjoy your bonsai, and that's how you manage heat. And one last thing I thought that was pretty cute is that what do you do about juniper? What happens juniper when it gets dried out, the bottom the root ball gets dried out, is the top part starting to get yellow. But if you pull up, you notice the inside is green, the tree is still okay. But if the inside is also yellow, then I think it's too far gone. And for deciduous tree, what you can do is that if there's any green there, you're okay. But if all the leaves are gone, what you do is you can scrape the branches to see if it's still green underneath of it, then it's okay. But if the whole branch is completely dry out, then just cut it off. Hopefully bottom is still green. With that in mind, that's my phrase. Please click like and subscribe to our channel and write to me about my comments and ask me questions, and I will try to respond them. So thank you very much, and see you next week.